So what is on the agenda for today? Today, back in town, we've got a chicken coop that I built this last summer for some chickens that had brought in, and I need to finish it so that their chickens are protected this winter. I built on the end of the shed here a little chicken coop to hold the chickens, and they've got some big openings in there still, the windows and stuff. Now let's see, we'll go take a look over here. I'm putting shutters on this window here so we can close that up. That's their entrance. That already has door on it. But then the door over here that I built, I left the opening here for summertime, but then I want to build a door that I can just close up for the winter. Keep that area closed, and then the little window up there, I'm going to put shutters on that too, that we can close up if we know we're going to have a big storm. So, but today, order of business is get a door on our window here, get shutters for that window there, and shutters for that window there. I measured the window space on the door there, and it's 18.5 by 25 and 5/8 is my dimensions of my door I want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the framework pieces, the 2x2, and then we'll put those together. Okay, I've got my two 18.5 pieces, 2 at 22 and 5/8. We're going to connect those into a rectangle to be the frame of the door. And what we're going to use to do that is the Craig pocket hole jig. It creates a pocket hole in the piece that you're going to connect it to, and then when you screw it in, it just screws it up nice and tight. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be making like that. So basically what I want to do is I just want to take this jig and set it for a 1.5 inch. So I'm going to put it on the board like this, and you can clamp it down to make sure it's good and tight. I just typically hold it, and then with this drill right here, you drill it in through this hole right there, and that creates our pocket into there. Okay, I changed that out so it's on the right setting of 1.5 inches, and then so that stop will determine how deep this bit gets, and it's got that little end there that is where the screw will end up going to direct it in the right spot. Again. There we go, all as deep as it wants me to go. And look, it didn't go through. But there's your pocket hole. And so then we can take this, line it up to there. We'll put a screw in. Let's get a... And we're going to do the other 4 sides, other 3 corners. Got all the 4 of those pieces put together. Got to be honest, I'm not too happy, and neither is he. And but it's going to have to do. Problems with splitting still. Um, you got to know, working with 2x2s, it pretty much sucks because they're never right. They're not even square. And that's the problem I'm having with here. You can see this is like at an angle here because it's just not. Anyway, it's what it is. And to be honest with you, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a chicken coop. But when it's done, you're really not even going to see the problems with the cracks and things like that. So that little bit doesn't really matter. So, but we're just going to continue on. So these are the pieces that when I cut that out, these were like this in here. And then I cut that square out. And now I'm just going to reuse it for the door here. So it's just going to fit on there like that. But things are not exactly square, and the T111's a little wider than the actual. And what I'm going to do is, after I nail this down, I'm going to put it on the table saw and clean up these edges so it's just the way I want it. And in fact, on the side where because it's going up here, where it clicks into up here, I'm going to put a little bevel on the top of that, so that the back end of it won't hit here as it comes up. I want it to fit right in there nicely. So I'll show you that here in a sec. Next, I'm just going to staple these on here in place, and then we'll fix all the edges and corners on the table saw. All right, so next, I'm going to clean up the edges with the table saw. Like I said earlier, I want to have a beveled edge on one of these sides for the top, so that when the door comes up in place, when it comes up to come in, it's going to be longer at this corner from down there. It's going to be longer here, and so it might hit that top edge. If I bevel this down back here, then it should swing into place easily without rubbing. So I'm going to go ahead and bevel the edge to help that. All right, now we just have to trim it out, put the trim around it, and then put hinges on it, the latch on it. We're good to go. So I have some trim pieces or excess pieces, I should say, scrap pieces from cutting other boards when I was doing other trim and things like that. So like this piece here, that's long enough it can work up there. We've got that piece that can work there. I have these are a little bigger, but do I care? No. It'll still look good, so I'll cut it down to fit there and there, and I think that'll do it. Actually, when I came up and checked it the first time here, it was way off square and everything. That's the trouble working with those two by twos. But I just went back to the table saw, squared it off a little bit better. There's a little bigger gaps than I was hoping to have around it, but it'll work fine. You need to have some airflow through the coop anyway. You don't want it to be total sealed off, so it's not a big deal. Just have to put the hinges on it, and the latch should be good. So I think I might attach those before I even put them up. Got it done. Yoo-hoo! Looks pretty good. Everything turned out well. I like it. There you go. On to shutters. It's going to be a real simple thing. I'm just going to put like two shutters, two of these together, cut them the same size as the window. I'll make sure that when they're together, they're enough to, and maybe three pieces, I don't know, to go halfway across. And then I'll do the same thing on this side, so that, and a hinge on them, so when you close it, then they'll close up to the middle, and a little clasp in the middle to keep them together when we close them. To put the two or three of them together, I'm just going to put a smaller piece across them and nail them on. So that'll be pretty simple. I put together, or we cut, I should say, our pieces for the shutters. It's going to take 3 of the cedar pieces, and then we got cross pieces that are going to go on it like this. These pieces have to be able to recess into the window area. So we've got to make this offset. If this is the left, here's the window. We need 2 inches of recess here, so the trim, it'll go inside the trim there, 2 inches, and we got to make sure we reset or drop it down enough that it's not hitting the upper trim either. Okay, so I measured, and it looks like we need 2 inches of space here, 2 inches here, and 2 inches up there. So we'll just quickly measure that out. Okay, so we got both of them built now, and so now, matter of hooking them on here, we just checked them out, and they fit inside the window. Whoa, hello. It'll all be closed up nicely, and so now we just need to put the hinges on, get them out here. Okay, so we got the shutters on with the hinges, and everything looks really good, fits right in well. I'm going to do that. So next second you see, it'll be done. So it's on. Voila. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. I put holes in my shutters because we clasp it close. Woohoo! Yay! Yeah, not so good. Yeah, even if you haven't done something before, try it out, test it. Even if you mess up, there's always some other solutions. So you can do it too. But for now, we're done. Woohoo! Have a good one. Try some projects on your own. Everything you do gets you one step closer to your goal.